Mark, thank you. April is known as Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. Almost 600,000 children are abused in the U.S. every year. Here to tell us a little bit more about the ongoing issue is Dr. Tim Perry with Frontier Health. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Well, first, let's go ahead and get right into it. What are some of the warning signs that people need to look out for when it comes to child abuse?
Well, the telltale signs like injuries that are unexplained, poor hygiene, missing severe absenteeism at school, missing appointments, a child having anxiety or fear about going home or talking about what goes on at home, parents that obviously are uncaring about their concerns over their child in public. They may criticize them, belittle them, may berate them or abuse them or say something negative toward them or punish them. Those kinds of things are the first things. Over-sexualized child for their age development, those kinds of things.
And I want to touch on something important. A lot of times people, when they think abuse, they think physical. They think the signs of that. But what about the other types of abuse, and how can you pick up on some of those?
There are four major types of abuse, and you're right, the first two are the ones we think of mostly, the physical and sexual abuse. But psychological and emotional abuse and neglect are very serious and have long-term effects. Neglect actually is the #1 reported form of abuse in this country. And it's basically not meeting the basic needs of that child, their health care, their medical care, their food, shelter, clothing, hygiene, those kinds of things, educational care, just not providing for the child the things that it basically needs. Psychological, is that going back to that beratement, belittlement, make a child feeling like they're of no value or less value in the home? When a child starts to express those kinds of things, withdrawal from people, or you make a compliment to a child and they immediately revert or criticize themselves, those could be signs that that child may be facing physical, psychological abuse.
What would you say to someone that maybe is in a situation where they know something like this is happening, but they don't know if they should intervene or not?
Well, you know, the first thing I tell people is if you suspect that there's abuse on any of those four levels, physical, sexual, psychological, or neglect, report it. Let the authorities rule out whether or not this is something that needs to go further in investigation. But always go through the report. The worst thing you can do is have that feeling you should have done something and do nothing, and there's a bad consequence that follows.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Perry, thank you so much. As always, great insight, great information. And if you'd like to learn more about child abuse prevention awareness or a variety of other resources, you can reach out to Frontier Health. That number and email address is right there on your screen.